Welcome back for yet another segment of the Otaku Lounge from FCTV. Today, we are continuing our coverage of Dragon Ball Super Broly. And if you've been following with us this entire time, you've been caught up on the new redesigns of characters, the new origin of the Sand Planet, the new origin of Broly, a little snippet into Frieza's past. So we've covered a lot of different things. And in our last video, we ended with the wild just domination of Broly against Goku. From here,
it was his favorite part of the movie.
I loved it. I loved it. Man, I was dude next to me was pissed because I'm like watching Goku get his ass on. You fuck him up, right? So we're here, right? Broly has just dominated Goku. So what does Goku do? Goku did what Goku does. He ascended. Now, this is a very controversial and very, very much talked about scene amongst like the whole Dragon Ball community, and we're not going to go much into it right now. We will have another video and a discussion video about it because both of us have a lot to say about it. So definitely stay tuned in for our future videos with Lobo and myself discussing all the different aspects of things we liked and didn't like about this said movie. One of those things is what happens next. Goku starts to transform and he tries to ascend. Now we see him go through 3 different color changes as he ascends. He goes from red to green to white and then to Super Saiyan Blue. And he lands on Super Saiyan Blue and he ascends to Super Saiyan Blue transformation. As you can see above me, that's Vegeta, but you know, the blue hair transformation that we're all used to after watching Super. Boom. Now, the controversy is people think he was trying to go into Ultra Instinct, which is why we saw the white. And like I said, we'll get into those discussions later on. If you have your own theories, be sure to comment. Any questions you might have, any confirmations that you might have found out that we haven't found out yet, definitely let us know. We're here for you guys.
We want to talk.
We want to know everything that's going through your guys' minds. So if you have anything to say, let us know. At this point in the movie, Goku ascends to Super Saiyan Blue. And it doesn't mean he just automatically starts winning. Broly is still a wrecking force. Like, crazy powerful. And they're having this wild fight. And I'm not going to go too much into it because a lot of it is visual. You have to see this movie. Everything's beautiful. I'm not even a Goku fan, but some of the stuff he was doing, I'll even admit that the shit was awesome. Like watching him and Broly go at it is great for any Dragon Ball fan.
Probably one of the best, like especially like the fight itself.
Absolutely.
Normally we're used to seeing like boom, 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 boom. This one we're seeing blows being exchanged each time.
Yeah,
and it kind of makes me feel reminiscent of like the old like Dragon Ball Z movies from early on, before we got Super Saiyan, before we got Ki Blast,
right?
Like
you're talking about the Tree of Might,
World's Strongest, Dead Zone. It was blow for blow going at it with each other. And at this point, obviously, Paragus is obviously panicking because he thinks that Broly may be at his peak now. This is the end. We're done. He can't go any higher.
So you
want this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you for a quick second because I actually love this scene. They're going back and forth, and Goku, of course, ends up getting the upper hand. So he's finally, we pretty much see him defeat Broly, you know, and this is where I go back to our second video where I started talking about, you know, the compare and contrast from old Broly to new Broly, which is another thing we're going to do in a different video. But one thing I do want to mention is back in the day, we had that Incredible Hulk feel where he's just going to keep getting stronger and keep getting bigger and keep getting angry with no real limit to his potential, which is why you would see in any video game you played, they would always have Broly fighting somebody on Gogeta's level. You know what I mean? And we're all like, wow, should that even be happening? And I mean, yeah, it was confirmed that if he's not stopped immediately, there's no upper limit to how powerful he can become. This changed all that. This showed that, don't get me wrong, he still gets wildly powerful, but we have seen a limit because Goku pops him up against the wall and he's stuck. And we're like, okay, well then that's it. And Paragus even says, wow, he did surprise me with his little ascension into, you know, his green aura that Lobo was saying might be a hint at Super Saiyan 4 and stuff. Again, these are all stuff we're going to cover in different videos. But Paragus is like, no, this time, like, I can feel it. He's done. And then Frieza almost made me laugh because Frieza was like, I mean, you say that, But he's a Super Saiyan. Blast. Kills Paragus and immediately is like, bro, like Leo DiCaprio Oscar nomination for this one. He's like, Broly, oh my god,
it's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy. The random blast during your fight killed your father. To anybody who's watched Dragon Ball Z, what happens to a Saiyan when his loved one is severely hurt or killed? Lobo, what happened when Krillin died?
Super Saiyan Goku.
Cool. What happened when Android 16 died?
Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
No, cool.
Still best Super Saiyan transformation.
Cool. What happened when Beerus slapped the shit out of Bulma?
Vegeta finally transformed to a true Super Saiyan.
And hit levels that surpassed that of even Goku. Confirmed. Confirmed, by the way.
And now, I want to give Frieza at least one point on this, that he actually remembered.
Yeah.
He remembered that he the thing you got to give it to him, he studies his opponents.
Oh, yeah.
And he remembered that in order to transform into a Super Saiyan, these Saiyans need a trigger. And we're going to talk about those triggers in another video, because that's going to go back into the whole aura thing that he was talking about earlier. But the fact that he remembered that, and he goes, what can I do to fix this?
Mm-hmm.
Boom!
Pew pew. Like just
clean.
Just straight cat Paragus. He's dead. He's gone. He's fucking dead. Like bang bang, boy, you're done.
And what we see after that,
this is where we get the most like the biggest callback to the original Broly that we grew up knowing.
I think it was the most terrifying transformation I've ever seen.
He sees his father dead. And I'm gonna go back to our first video when we were talking about his short time on the Frieza Force ship and everything. There's a scene where Chilai and Limon are commenting on how much of an asshole his father is, and Broly agrees, but he still says, "You shouldn't speak that way about him. He's my dad." So we know Broly still cared for his father immensely, no matter what he was put through.
It was his only family.
It was all he had. It was all he had. So seeing him dead, there's that line across his head. His eyes go white, and we now have the Super Saiyan legend. He's not really the Super Saiyan legend, I don't think, anymore, but he's just a massively powerful Super Saiyan that is able to compete with gods at base level. Now he's ascended to his Super Saiyan transformation, and the fight just starts over. It's like they never even beat him before.
Nothing.
And he starts coming after Goku Blue, and he's just wrecking Goku Blue. And at this point, Vegeta's like, okay, I gotta step in now, because Goku can't beat him by himself. And we get this beautiful just sequence of, like I said, it's hard to really explain all this because it's literally just a bunch of fighting amongst three of the most powerful characters we've ever seen in Dragon Ball. So it's beautifully animated. The score for this movie is like just magnificent. Like,
also,
oh my god.
One point to point out though, that if you actually watch the movie, there's one big point that shows you how dangerous this fight was for both Goku and Vegeta. Mm-hmm. Goku still was wearing his blue top. Vegeta, when he joined in, still had his armor, and he was still fresh. Mm-hmm. Within at least, I want to say maybe a few seconds of that fight being in, 5 seconds of them fighting, you see Goku and Vegeta shown up close. Vegeta's armor is gone. His outfit is torn to shreds. Goku lost his entire top of his outfit. Yeah. Broly is wrecking,
and Broly wasn't like scratched even
Not
slightly. His armor is still perfectly intact. He had no marks or nothing. He's Broly coming at these guys. And now we enter one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, because like I said, I don't care about Goku, but seeing them two fight together is always beautiful. I will forever say that it shouldn't have been Goku and Frieza to beat Jiren. It should have been Goku and Vegeta, but the fans in Japan love Frieza, whatever the case may be, so Frieza got spotlight, whatever. I personally don't care. I'm saying it should have been Goku and Vegeta because that makes the most sense. But that's besides the point. Now, I'm watching these guys work together, and they're fighting, and they're losing. They're definitely losing. Like, they're getting beat the shit out of. And they hit this one point where Vegeta cocks back this Gallic gun, and then Goku cocks back this Kamehameha wave. And there's like this slow motion scene that goes around them, and they both release it, and it makes this just spiral attack that we saw in Dragon Ball Super when they fought the Wolf guys. They did it wasn't the same because Vegeta did a final flash, but the point is they combined their attacks and it just looked amazing, and it just didn't fucking matter because as their attack is heading towards Broly, he bursts open with these two ginormous key balls in his hand, and he attacks. He uses one to like burst through their attack like it was nothing. Then he tries to hit him with the other one. At this point, they both realize there is nothing we can do. So here's what's gonna happen. Goku grabs Vegeta, yanks him up this mountain, and my favorite, the funniest shit happens after this, because on top of the mountain we see Frieza's there. So Goku flies up with Vegeta right in front of Frieza, and Goku's like, "Hey Frieza, can you hold this for a second?" And they teleport away. He uses instant transmission, teleports away, and who follows them? Broly. Like, Broly's massive structure just flies up above the mountain, and Frieza is shook. And he just immediately...
No, we got to throw back to original Broly movie,
right,
with the chest blast, because he got right up on the Frieza. Frieza's right there, and we got a nod back to the chest blast that he hit Goku with.
Pumped his chest out.
Oh my god.
And it was just this huge like green blast that smacked Frieza into the ground.
I'm the Lord Frieza! Oh.
So at this point, we don't really see what happens with those two. We cut over to Goku and Vegeta, who have teleported over to where Piccolo was. Because if you remember in our last video, or maybe the second video, we talked about how Piccolo had interjected in Goku's mind with his telepathy. He's like, look, I can't really help you guys, but, you know, I'll be the last resort if need be. They go to Piccolo, who actually doesn't have sensu beans. He has instead the only idea that him and Goku think is going to work, and it is, of course, the fusion technique. So, now we go back to, if you guys remember Gogeta's first appearance in the Fusion Reborn movie, there was the scene where Pikkon distracted Super Janemba long enough for them to fuse, but of course, we all know Vegeta does not want to merge bodies with Goku. So he fought it, and he fought it, and he fought it, until he realized there was no option left. He does the same thing in here. And what I love about Vegeta's character development is that, especially in Super, he's become a father. He's become a lovable character and a family man. And that is 100% true. Because Vegeta straight up said, I don't give a fuck if the Earth is destroyed by this kid. I'm not fusing with you. And then Goku hits his heart.
But it's only for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's only for...
This is how Goku's hand was, by the way.
For 30 minutes.
This is what he did. It was the weirdest fucking
thing. It was really weird. You guys can peep that when you watch the movie.
Weird.
It's like, what the hell? But he tries to explain Vegeta, you know, it's only for a short time, and we need to do this to beat this guy, because now he's reached this power that, like, he could fuck everything up. And then he's like, I don't give a shit. Like, let him fuck everything up.
That's it.
And then Goku does what Goku needed to do and says, so you're just going to let Bola die? You're just going to let Bulma die? And then Vegeta starts blushing because, like, that's his weak point.
Yeah.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
His kids and his family is his weak point now. So, like, Vegeta, I'm going to do a throwback to when Goku was fighting Broly real quick. There's a point where there's a massive explosion and a bunch of like rocks around them get destroyed. The mountain that Vegeta, Whis, and Bulma were on starts to break. Vegeta immediately grabs Bulma, and that just goes to show how protective he is. You have an angel. I call him the god of creation, whatever. You have a god of creation. You have Whis standing right next to you and Bulma, and you still felt the need that you had to protect her. Even though Whis is right here. Vegeta has become such a family man that it's it's crazy. It is crazy, his character development. He has the most character development in all of anime. I will argue that for the rest of time.
I mean, anyway. Also you have to think about it. I mean, his wife actually bought him an entire island that
she bought him an island for him and Goku to just train on.
I'm just saying.
That's wild.
That Capsule Corp money, bro.
So
Capsule Corp, if you want to sponsor us, you know what I mean? You know, just it's right there, you know.
So if you guys not if you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump back now to this scene because he agrees essentially. After all that, he finally agrees to do it, and now it's cute because like Piccolo has to teach them to the same way he taught Goten and Trunks.
And this was honestly probably one of the funniest things to watch.
So
because you just see Vegeta getting more and more embarrassed as this go on
because he has to watch Goku
what's going
and
on
Piccolo.
with Frieza?
Because he's like...
he's fine.
He has to be fine. He has to be fine.
It's,
so anyway, let's get... Yeah. Fuck Frieza. Let's get back to like the important thing right now. So we see them do their first attempt. And the form is perfect. Everything's looking good. They meet, and then the finger slips off. Anybody who knows Dragon Ball Z, whether it be the games, whether it be the Buu Saga, you know what happens when the finger slips.
Veku is now canon.
So introduce Fat Goku.
No, Veku.
Veku?
Veku. That's what they called him.
Fat Goku is Feku? All right, Feku.
Because remember, that's what they called him in
Really?
the Future Reborn.
Okay, well,
they
there
called
it
him
is.
Veku.
There it is.
So Veku is canon.
Is now canon. So if you were a Veku fan and you like the fat
nobody's stronger than me,
then he is now canon. But for right now, we're going to save the biggest part of this movie for the next video. See you guys soon. Thank you for watching. I'm Snapple Grapple. This is Littleberry Crunch. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
FCTV.